Hi guys, welcome to my shed. I did some voiceover of my maiden flight of the plane at the field, but it turns out the camera was pointing in a completely wrong position, so I thought I'd make an attempt at doing some video back in the shed. So here goes for a little overview of the plane. Okay, so this is the TwinThing, as I'm calling it currently. It's got a 1.4 metre wingspan arm-in wing based on Ed from Experimental Airlines. The plane's built out of Depron, so I've used Andy Newton's guide on how to form this wing itself. Going on to the fuselage here is it's a 50-inch tubular section that goes from by the nose back to the rear of the wing. If we tilt that up, you'll be able to see it a bit better. And then there's a thinner tail section going back there. I forget the width of the actual tail section. I think it's a 2-inch tubular rear section. The nose is just a solid piece of polystyrene. I covered it in green tape to try and hide the rough nature of my moulding here, but I don't really like it, so I'm probably going to take the green off and do something else with that. So we've got under the wing here, I've got two Sunny Sky 1400 kV motors. They're running on a 4S battery. For the maiden I use a 2200 4S, but I'm hoping to go up to 3000 4S or possibly even more. Right, over at the back here you might be able to see the antenna from the X8R. What else to tell you? Oh yeah, so the only design fault I found with the plane so far is my location for the battery. If we go here, the battery location is about here under the wing, which in my head sounded like a good idea because it's right underneath the CFG. Unfortunately, you've got that tail all the way at the back there, not an awful lot of weight at the front here. So I've got a structural piece of foam about here, which I'm going to need to kind of cut a hole in or something to be able to move the battery up more in here to get that COG forward. Because if you look at the nose here, I've got nearly 100 grams of weight on there just to balance it out, because I couldn't move the battery forward at this point. So underneath there, you've got a shelf here. So the battery is attached to the shelf with some Velcro on the shelf, and then a strap as well. And then above the shelf I've got the Vector, GPS, 5 amp BEC, so on, to power everything. On the front here I've got a HS1177 camera, I think it is, an immersion VTX. Again, I put it as far forward as I could to try and balance it out. That's about it, I think. Oh, well, I've laminated the Depron, which is slightly different to what you normally see on YouTube. Most of the time people just use packing tape on the foam board or whatever, but I thought as you can see there, I've got a little bit of laminate. I bought a 100 metre roll, so I thought I'd see if I could use it on the Depron, and to be honest, it comes out really nicely. It comes out nice and smooth. And I haven't really had any problems with mounting the Depron as yet. I've sort of kind of bodged the wing on a bit with cross-weave tape, and underneath I've got double-sided foam tape to hold the wing on. Some foam tape I found on eBay for, I think, using car bodywork to hold on bumpers and things. So I think it's probably strong enough. The laminate will probably give way before the foam does. I've forgotten what I was going to say. Oh yeah, so the other design flaw I found from the Maiden was I knew my propellers might snap on landing because they go lower than the fuselage. Unfortunately, they don't snap, but the motor mount tends to bend. So I'm not quite sure what to do about that. Anyone's got any ideas, let me know. I could tell you about the wing. So the wings are detachable. I've got a centre section here, which is permanent, as I said, with a foam and tape. These exterior pieces are removable. They're held on with there's a centre spar that goes through the whole wing, and I've got a small piece of point my camera in the right position. Put a small piece of plywood there to stop the wing twisting. I haven't really come up with a good way of keeping these on at the moment. I tried Velcro kind of tabs underneath, but wasn't really that confident with those, so I used some additional tape to give me the confidence the wing wasn't going to fall off mid-flight. Well, I'll get back in and see what this video is like. Hopefully the video will be on the tube soon. I say she flies alright. I'm maintaining altitude on about 30% throttle.